Best Gibson SG style guitars value for money. The Gibson SG was launched in 1961, supposedly as an improved version of the Les Paul. The latter was not very well received at first, partly due to its high price. Therefore, the SG focused on reducing production costs while maintaining high quality. The manufacturer implemented some additional improvements over the LP model on the new guitar. To reduce costs, the Les Paul's attractive arched flame maple top was eliminated, with all the savings in materials and production time that this entails. In addition, the SG's narrower body compared to the Les Paul optimizes the expenditure on manufacturing materials and also lightens the weight of the instrument. As for improvements compared to the LP, the Gibson SG has added a second cutaway on the opposite side of the guitar body, which further lightens the model in question, facilitates access to the last frets of the fingerboard, and gives the instrument a very attractive symmetry. Otherwise, it follows the Les Paul characteristics, with a mahogany neck set into a mahogany body and with rosewood fingerboard. The Gibson SG has been used by countless professional guitarists, although its most notable ambassadors are Tony Iommi, guitarist for Black Sabbath, and Angus Young, guitarist for one of the most popular bands in history, AC/DC. As you can see, these are hard rock and heavy metal guitarists. But the Gibson SG Standard can adapt to virtually any musical genre. The Gibson SG Standard currently costs around $1,800. It's one of the most attractive Gibson models in the standard version. A Les Paul Standard can cost over $1,000 more than the SG. Although the SG model is one of Gibson's most affordable guitars, it's still a significant investment, especially for a hobbyist. But we can always consider Epiphone guitars, which are essentially Gibson's budget brand or subsidiary. As for this brand's SG-style guitars, one of its most luxurious models is the Epiphone SG Custom, with an ebony fingerboard and Alnico Classic Pro pickups. Even so, it maintains a relatively affordable price tag of under $700. A rather attractive price considering the current difficulty in obtaining fine woods like mahogany and especially ebony. But if this guitar is out of our budget, we can always opt for the Epiphone SG Standard for around $500. Also mounted with Alnico Classic Pro pickups and with everything necessary in terms of woods and aesthetics to show off a great SG guitar. For those who love the sound of P90 pickups, the Epiphone SG Classic is even more affordable, under $450. Vintage also offers SG models, maintaining the standard features of the model in question at a very affordable price. Like the vintage VS6 with a mahogany body and neck, and Wilkinson humbucker pickups for around $450. Available in traditional cherry red or in a natural finish. With similar features but with 3 humbucker pickups, we have the vintage VS63. A very attractive guitar model for a modest $550. The Japanese brand LTD is an excellent choice when looking for a good SG-style guitar like the LTD Viper 256. Although this guitar goes up to approximately $500, it doesn't have individual volume and tone controls for each pickup. It only has master volume and tone controls. But what makes this brand stand out most is that we can find SG models in non-traditional finishes, such as the LTD Viper 256 dark brown with a decorative quilted maple top for around $530. From the Japanese brand Tokai, we can find the SG58 model at a price of around $450. This guitar is made in China under the supervision of the renowned Japanese brand. This isn't necessarily a negative, as numerous guitar brands manufacture their products in the Asian country. It all simply depends on the level of quality the brand in question aims to develop in this country. In short, the Tokai SG58 is a great guitar, even though it has a Canadian maple neck. This isn't necessarily a negative, but it is certainly a departure from the strictly traditional. As we know, the classic wood used for an SG neck is mahogany. The maple wood simply gives the instrument a slightly more defined tone, as the rest of the guitar's components adhere to classic characteristics, especially the set-in neck, something that is often dispensed with in favor of a bolt-on joint in very economical SG models. Also from the Tokai brand, and with similar features to the previous one, but with 3 humbucker pickups, we have the Tokai SG65 SBB Custom. A truly impressive guitar backed by a legendary brand for around $500.